Hello, I'm Lord Torvas, and this is the vlog. So because I'm a noob and I don't have my 85 Slayer yet, I'm going to bring some wild pies over to the Mortania Slayer Tower, and I'm going to kill some Abyssal Demons, because I actually haven't killed them before, and it'll be kind of exciting to totally pwn them. So I'm going to head over to the Mortania Slayer Tower using my Ring of Slaying, and then ascend the tower and teach the Abyssal Demons who's boss. I hope you've been enjoying these vlogs. This is my 7th vlog, and I intend to make a lot more. My friend here, Fluffy Toast, as you can see there, formerly Laughing Lupine. His very interesting names that he gives his character. Anyways, he's going to start making some... Oh my god. A bush. A bush. Yes. What? I have already spotted it? Oh, I spied on it first. Okay. Anyways, now I'm going to go up the tower. So, as I was saying before I got interrupted by the awesome bush, Fluffy Toast, he's going to start making vlogs. He's the other guy on the YouTube channel. His first name's Rob, and my first name is Grant, so you can address me that way in the comments if you feel like it. And so and the same for him. So I'm going to head right over to the Abyssal Demons and totally destroy them with Turmoil and my Wild Pie and all that. So I wanted to give these vlogs kind of a podcast feel, like you could download my vlog as an audio file and just listen to it in general. So the issue I'm going to be talking about today is the issue of community. In the previous vlog I was talking about why I like bots personally. In this vlog I will be talking about how the RuneScape community has been getting worse and worse and worse. With the introduction of free trade, scamming is back in full force. Like for example, luring people, tricking people to come into the wilderness, for example the Lava Titan, and doing myriad other things in order to scam people, like Flower Game, Goodie Bags, all sorts of scams like that. And just beggars in general. You'll see beggars everywhere pretty much. So the RuneScape community has pretty much gone to hell because of free trade, and because of people begging and wanting free stuff and all that jazz. So in order to bring back the old RuneScape community, which is good, and then I think Jagex should reinstate free trade, but with less strict trade limits, I guess. And that would cut down on real-world trading, for instance, in that. It would cut down on some bots, too. As I said, I like bots, but some of the bots I don't like Frost Dragon bots. And anyways, I already have my Turmoil, which was a huge cost, so I really don't give a damn if the Frost Dragon bots all go to hell and die, because then I can go and kill them for money, and I don't really care because there's nothing better for your prayer after 95. So I'd be fine with certain types of bots dying off and making Frost Dragons very profitable again. To counter the decreasing community that RuneScape has been experiencing, Jagex is implementing tons of clan updates, for instance, and lots of community events like PvP matches and stuff like that. And they're kind of trying to disguise the fact that the community is dying off and that bots are coming back in full force, and that people aren't really friends of other people just for the sake of friendship. They're friends with other people for the goodies they can get from them, for the money they can beg from them, and so on and so forth. So what they've been doing lately is they've been filling RuneScape with all sorts of weird community updates and that. For example, the Cryptic Clue Fest. Well, it's kind of an in-game update, so it's not that bad. Then Rune Fest, whatever this Peripherals is, Dagenheim Asunder, a Trilogy, tickets on sale, and just they've been flooding RuneScape with all sorts of PvP events and stuff like that. Whoa, my Ring of Wealth is just going berserk right now. Why is it shining so brightly? I don't get this. People were saying this in the comments before about my Ring of Wealth just going crazy with Jungle Strike Worms. I have no clue why it does that. I don't believe that the Ring of Wealth is increasing every single one of my drops. But apparently, according to RuneScape, it is. So I think to bring back the good old days of RuneScape, what needs to happen is trade limits need to come back. We keep the same limits on the GE because they're reasonable. Maybe mutated vines would be a lot more than 100 per 4 hours, because the 100 per 4 hours is just ridiculous. Lots of people like to buy it in high quantities. And they should kind of allow more trading outside of the Grand Exchange, I guess. Kind of make that more attractive to players. Like for instance, there used to be that old Falador market where everyone would go and they kind of barter and trade each other, and they'd sell rares and valuables and stuff to each other, and it had a great community feeling to it. And Jagex should try to get that feeling back into the game, because that feeling is really lacking. And nowadays, people only become your friends because they want something from you. For example, some people come up to me and be all nice and stuff, and then they go, "Oh, I got hacked. Can you please give me 500k or something?" So if we had free trade back, people would become friends for the sake of friendship, not for the money that they want. Another thing I like to talk about is how Jagex is trying to introduce dungeoneering into every aspect of RuneScape society, but it doesn't make sense. Like the recent quest, Salt in the Wound. Why oh why was a slug mother? Why oh why did you have to go and into the slug citadel in order to kill her? That was just ridiculous that you had to go through an actual dungeoneering puzzle and order people around exactly like the Sagas in order to get the cure. We have Sagas for a reason. We don't need Jagex to intrude upon our quests. We should keep quests the way they are, naturally, and not interfere with storylines and somehow make everything connected to dungeoneering. Soon we're going to find out probably that Lucien is actually involved dungeoneering, and that his ritual involves getting like primal full helm or something, and that he has to go down to like the warped floors. You need like 95 dungeoneering for ritual the Majoret. No, no, no. Our quests need to stay away from dungeoneering. We have sagas for a reason. Separate the quests and separate the sagas, and keep the two storylines distinct and different. Another thing I like to talk about is how it seems that Jagex is putting less and less effort into their quests, and to compensate for that, what they're doing is they're raising the requirements you need to start the quest. For instance, Deadliest Catch had some of the highest requirements in the game, like 70 fishing, 67 hunter, and 67 thieving. But the quest itself was only about 10 or 15 minutes and didn't have that much content and wasn't that challenging for the levels that would suggest it is so. So what I think should happen is Jagex should go back to the good old days of quests, making harder quests that are worth the requirements they give. Like, for example, quests like Morning's End 1 with the puzzle, it's annoying as hell. The actual requirements to do it aren't that high, and the puzzle's pretty difficult. So you think that if the requirements went up almost twice what Morning's End was, that the quest would similarly be maybe twice as difficult as Morning's End. But no, what's happening now is Jagex is putting less effort into their quests, and to make it appear as if the quests are good, to make it appear as if they put effort into the quests, what they're doing is they're raising the quest requirements very high. To make it look like they're doing progress, but they're not. They're slacking off. They're not dealing with the problem of bots for many RuneScapers. I personally like bots for some things, but for Frost Dragons, for instance, I think Jagex should crack down on Frost Dragons, because Dungeoneering is a bitch to get. It's a bitch to get your 85 Dungeoneering, so I think you should be rewarded by being able to kill your own Frost Dragons yourself. And instead of focusing on what RuneScape is unique for, its quests, its unique storylines, its unique locations, Jagex is shifting it over to a more World of Warcraft feel with the parties and the dungeons and stuff, and kind of making the storylines and the content and fulfillment of RuneScape that makes it so good go to hell. One final thing I like to address is that I do not think it's fair at all to make solo XP and Dungeoneering the lowest, because playing with a group is incredibly frustrating. They often don't follow what you're telling them. There's people AFKing in the background and watching Family Guy, and what happens to you is you end up dying and stuff, and that cuts down your XP, and it's just extremely frustrating in that. And the only reason why people go to groups is because it's higher XP. So what I think Jagex should do is I think they should raise the solo XP, because right now it's about 20% of what a group gets, and that's not fair at all. Why do I have to get a headache and a migraine and stuff playing as a group when there's people watching porn and watching Family Guy and AFKing in the background of a group? That's frustrating as hell, and I think that Jagex should make their games more enjoyable by allowing you to do it yourself, so you don't have to count on others to make mistakes. Oh yeah, look what I just got. You jealous? You jelly subscribers? Look at that. Abyssal Whip. And I got it relatively quickly too, in probably only 100 kills, even though the official drop rate is 1 in 512. Thank you for watching my vlog. Until next time, I'm Lord Torvas.